Hey, this is Big Girl Diary. Oh, oh. Cookies, there is a lot going on. OMG. OMG. G. Okay. Now, Hollywood is on strike. There is so much going on, so many layers underneath it. You have actors who are not getting paid the way they should. You have writers who are not getting paid the way they should. And now you have AI that's introduced to all of this. Oh my goodness. Whenever I go into a restaurant and I see those little places to where I could go and tap it, no, I don't do. I go straight to the cashier because I know that is going to take that person's job, and that people don't seem to get it. Oh, go use that. I'm like, I'm trying to save your job, but okay, all right. Now, when George Lucas came out with that blockbuster Avatar, that was the full spectrum of AI. Them putting everything, and people loved it. Then they start including more AI, and the executives are looking at, women are suing us for Me Too. You have producers who are doing a little funny business to make these actresses and actors do a little funny business to get these parts. How about if we just get rid of all of them, keep you, use AI, and we don't get sued? How about that right there? How about that right there? This right here is an executive decision. All of the AI, all of the Me Too movement, Me Too, Me Too, Me Too. Well, yeah, they're like, well, executives will say, oh, me too as well. You're the problem. There is too much going on, and we should have kept, in Hollywood, was only male actors. Before women even came in, everything was male actors. Even in plays, everything was male. They did not introduce women because they knew there would have been an issue. You have some men who have Roman fingers, and the men were not going to be touching on other men. No. Now, it's a different story, but that's neither here nor there. But since women came into the acting business, they start getting hired and doing the roles and getting women paid the way they should have been paid, and the constant fighting. You're not giving me enough money. You're not giving me this. You're not giving me that. Oh, he's touching me. He looked at me wrong. I'm suing. I thought that there was going to be something like this was going to happen. I didn't think it would take this soon. After when you had Amber Heard, well, not Amber Heard, let me scratch her out of this for the second. You had Evan Rachel Wood saying that she was assaulted in a studio with a whole bunch of people around, and she's saying he grape juiced me in front of everyone and no one stopped it. Oh, do you know the liability of that statement? That is a wow. Beyond. Even though many people don't take her seriously, they think they're lying, but it doesn't matter if people think that she's lying. What matters is how that goes through the court system, how that statement goes through different companies saying, oh my goodness, she's a liability. He's a liability. Everyone there is a liability. We can't deal with those people. She is a loose cannon. I'm just saying. So cookies, there's a lot to it, but let me go ahead and get to this article. Where is this article? Now here's an article that I found really interesting. Stars of the Oppenheimer walk out on premiere due to actors strike. Now, I find it interesting that they walked out on Oppenheimer. Do you know who that man is? When he invented the atomic bomb, he called himself the destroyer of worlds. Now, he's also the guy or the family that is over South Africa. Dare I say, they own South Africa? I'm going to leave it right there. But here, it's just really, really, really interesting here. Um, the star-studded cast of Oppenheimer left the film's London premiere early on Thursday as the Hollywood Actors Union staged its first major strike of more than 40 years. Now, I see a lot of information coming out about who was the Rock Hudson back in the 60s and Ronald Reagan. He was an actor. They had that issue before, but now it's so much so more. How can I say? There's a lot more to it. You have people or business lawyers coming up with these wild contracts to where they're talking about universal. You can't use your universal name anywhere in the galaxy. That kind of crazy stuff. But when you sign on that line, you know what you're signing. Now, if you don't understand what you're signing, it's going to sound horrible, cookies. I know it is, because I do believe in taking personal responsibility for what you do. You don't sign to make it fair. But if you're so desperate to where you'll sign your name on the dotted line because I made it in Hollywood, no, you didn't. There was this one guy said that he works in the background and he can't pay his bills, but he still works there. Look, for me, just me, moi, not toi, but moi. You got to start taking some personal responsibility as far as what you do, what you sign up for. Because if you don't and you go along with it, and then other people fall in that trap and everybody goes along with it, look what Tyler Perry did. He's like, Hollywood, I made my own studio. And I'm not in Hollywood. I'm over in Atlanta, Georgia. But that's a whole other set. And I'm going to leave it right there. When things start coming out, then I'll touch on it and I'll talk about it. But I'm just letting you know there may be a move from Hollywood and bringing everything over to Atlanta, Georgia. You heard it here first. So let me go back to this article real quick. Okay, here. Now there was something I wanted to really get into. Here. It says after a month of negotiation with Hollywood studios, failed to achieve a new film and new television contract, SAG's AFTRA, which has approximately 160,000 members, went on strike Friday at midnight on the West Coast, joining 11,000 members of the Writers Guild and American Writers Guild of America, who have already been on the picket line since May. Just what I was saying in my short. Actors and writers have a contentious relationship. Now, they can write you off saying, oh, well, I can't think of anything else for this person. And the producer's like, okay. Now, all of a sudden, after 60 years, Now, writers and actors are in the same boat. The writers were on out there striking and blase blase. Now it's hitting the actors. Now, as I said a little bit earlier about the Me Too, about this, that, and the other. Now, okay, I'm gonna get in the political side of it, and that is this: whenever you own a company, a corporation, whatever it is, and you have and you have employees who are causing a problem for the stakeholders. The stakeholders are the people that buy shares into your company. And whenever you put your shares on a not chopping block, but when you open them up, people come in and buy shares into your company. Now you have employees that are good at what they do. They're just not good human beings, but they're good employees, but they suck as human beings. When you have that kind of atmosphere, and that right there is kind of contentious and hostile to where you keep people around because they're making money and your stakeholders are happy and the stakeholders are like, hey, I'm getting a nice, dividend check. All right, keep it up. But the other employees are being harassed and whatever it is that they're going through. And I'm not minimizing anything. And they're like bringing up lawsuits and they're getting 20 million, 30 million, 20,000, whatever it is. The person that was doing it also gets a huge severance package because that was a part of the contract. So who's responsible happens to be the company, and the stakeholders are like, you got to get something straight here because this right here is hitting my bottom line, and my bottom line is my investment that I put into your company. Now, I said earlier about AI. AI is not going to give you all those problems. You turn on the machine, you don't have to worry about any harassment, any S abuse, any DV, whatever it is going on in the studios. You don't have it because AI, not human, and you don't have to deal with that stuff. So I'm going to keep an eye on the cookies. I just want to let you know. So tell me what you think.